The first step to creating classes in Java is to take time and create a class diagram so you know what the class is going to hold. This is a class diagram for an employee class. We're going to have instance variables of employee ID, first name, last name, email, and hire date. And we'll have methods to get and set all of those variables for us. And we'll also have two additional helper methods, years employed and work anniversary, that we'll implement as well. To get started, we're going to go into Eclipse and create a new Java project. We go to File, New, Java Project, and I'm going to call my project Employee. Inside the source folder for the Employee project, I'm going to click and create a new class called Employee. Note that I'm not including a public static void main on this class. This class is just going to contain the details and the blueprint for the employee class. Later, I'm going to create an employee tester where I can test the components of the class, and inside of that will be my public static void main. Right now I have an empty class called employee. I'm going to begin by creating my instance variables that I had outlined on my class diagram. All of my instance variables are private. We use what are called getters and setters to change the value inside of the instance variables, but for protection, we do not allow public access to our variables. I begin with the keyword private, followed by the data type, followed by the name of the variable. I'm using a new data type that we haven't seen before called local date. It's inside of the java.time package, and this is one of the new benefits to using Java 8. Before Java 8, there were other methods to dealing with time. However, with the new java.time, it's what is called thread safe, which is better for development purposes. I can use the local date data type just like I do with the string. There are methods built in that I'll use to get the local date, time, month, and year built into the java.time class. Now that I have all my instance variables created, I need to create getters and setters. What getters and setters do is getters allow us to get the value out of the variable, and setters allow us to set the value in the instance variables. Eclipse can help us out by creating our getters and setters for us. Inside the class for the employee, I'm going to place my cursor where I want the getters and setters created. If I go up to Source, I can go down to Generate Getters and Setters, and it'll pop up and ask me which getters and setters I want to create. I want to create them all for each instance variable. It asks me where I want to insert them and how I want them sorted. Usually I sort mine so that the getters and the setters are right next to each other. And then all I have to do is click OK, and I'll have 10 methods inserted into my class without me having to type anything beyond the instance variables. Now whenever I create an employee object in my employee tester class, I'll use set employee ID, set first name, set last name to set the values for the object in the employee tester class. Since my instance variables are private, I will not have access to those inside my employee tester class, and that is for data protection purposes. This concludes the portion of the class demonstration where we created the instance variables and created the getters and the setters for the instance variables.